Alright, let's read it out.
Action.
Alright, so what we're going to talk about right now is an outside single leg. And so you're going to start your position and try and get an inside tie up. And what I like to do is I just push, and they tend to push back into you. So as they push back, you just do a circular motion with your arms, like a wheel, turning a wheel. And then your left knee is going to go right behind their ankle. You're going to slide down, and you're going to put a triangle on their leg. And then you're going to push into them with your head, keeping your head up, and lift the leg. And you're going to lock it here. Now there's a lot of ways to finish this. My favorite is to just put your face on their thigh, and literally you just sit to your butt. And they'll fall down and roll their belly, and you just cover them. So some things to watch out for. When you grab the leg, make sure your head is up and into their torso. If you put your head down, you're just going to put a bunch of weight on it, and you're not going to be able to do anything constructive. Another thing to watch out for is the sprawl. Practice takes care of this, just the muscle memory. But if you're too slow, you're just going to sprawl out, and you're going to be in a bad position.
We're still rolling.
Okay, inside single leg. One of my personal counters for it, when he goes in for the shot, I just put a bunch as weight as I can and just rail on that neck, and he's gonna be fighting for it. And you just keep your legs standing, and you wait it for called stall bait, or usually they end up trying to do something else, and you just gotta be ready for it. And you can sprawl and get out that way, especially when they're your own weight. All right.
Alright, we're going.
Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to do an outside single. Very much like an inside single, your head is literally going to be inside. So you're going to keep stance low, you're going to tie up, and then you're going to do the same footwork as before. You're going to push into them, and then wheel here. And then you're going to shoot with their knee over here, behind their leg. And your foot is going to be up on their toes, and this, you're going to be driving that way. So your head is going to push, your leg is going to push, and you're going to be lifting. So everything, momentum-wise, will be going in that way. So you just go, and if you need to, you move your right arm over here, and you squeeze this, and keep driving forward. So, and then you just cover. If they go on their back, just spit all over you. It's all right though, and you cover them. The counter mostly seen to an outside single leg is a sprawl. So Blake's gonna do what? Just put back your legs. You're gonna get one arm under their armpit and one arm over their arm. And from here, you can sweep this back to the neck, grab their chin, and turn them. Or you can just back away and take a reshot. Now what we're going to do is a stand-up. It's probably one of the more basic, and I think actually one of the more successful ways to get a point off from bottom. So he's going to assume the referee position, and as soon as the whistle blows, you explode. You just jump up with your right leg, and you're going to start circling to your right, while putting your back into them. It might seem awkward at first because hey, I'm falling backwards, but he's gonna be driving into you, so you're gonna have all the support that you need. And you're gonna grab his wrist, you're just gonna push down and circle. So circle with me, audience. And your right arm is gonna swoop under and catch their body. And then you'll be in a neutral position, and you can take a shot, you can break away. You got a lot of options at that point. Okay, so to re-emphasize, make sure there's power in your stance. If you're just a dead fish and you get tired, they're just going to put underhooks, and they're just going to slam you back to the mat and get over just like that, and you'll get things. And that sucks. Alright, so another thing, if they do take you to the mat, because it can happen, you fall, don't just lay there. They're going to be a little bit in shock as well, because they're like, man, I just took this guy down. If you can, kick or twist or just scramble, do something. Don't just lay there and let the momentum stop, because there's still some motion going, and if you go with it or you break from it, there's a chance that you can scramble out of the move. Okay, so the referee's position. You want to grab right on their elbow, and then your right arm is going to come to their navel. and you want your right knee to kind of be right behind to give you driving force. And so the most basic breakdown is right off the whistle, you're gonna get a karate hand going. You're gonna do a karate chop right here. Then you're gonna bring it and then grab it with your right hand and bring it as tight as you can. And then you're gonna drive with your knee until they break down. And from here, you can do a variety of moves, which we'll get to in a second. You know, you're chopping and they just got these big biceps, you know, and you just can't get it. So another thing to do is you can, with your left hand, just swoop around, get a tight waist, and then if audience, you can come over here. You're gonna grab their ankle, and you're just gonna lift up and drive forward, just like that. And again, from here, there's a number of things that you can do, which we'll get to in a second.
Hold up. All right, go.
All right, so you've broken them down, and they're on their belly. So what you're gonna do is this is called the cradle. You're gonna, a cross face cradle to be specific. So your arm is literally gonna cross their face. Don't hit them, but put force into it. As tight as you can, and you're gonna grab their tricep. Now, the leg is gonna beat your arm 100% of the time. So instead of driving the leg up, you're gonna drive his head to his leg. So what you're gonna do is you can put your right hand and post it right on the mat. And then you're just gonna drive it to it. And then if audience, you can circle around with me. Your hand is gonna lock with the wrist. Your left knee is gonna come on their back towards their hip. You're gonna step over with your right. You're just gonna bring them back like a little baby, and then you're gonna have to readjust yourself. So if you could come a little closer, so that you can see my bottom knee. You're gonna switch it and put it right into their hip and really dig it in there. And then your head is you're gonna look in their ear hole, and you're gonna squeeze and with your arms, and then make sure that leg stays down. And you're just gonna keep them there until you get the pin. Some things to watch out for, of course, is swinging, their leg swinging. So if you lose it, you try and get it back with your knee and keep it down. If you lose the hold, don't panic, because they're probably just gonna go to their belly, and you just follow right in with them. You've probably got back points, so just do it again. Just, again, don't rest, don't let them think that they're gonna get the best of you. Just bring them right back into it. So, some counters for the cradle. So they're gonna cross face you. If you want to put as much distance as you can from their hand and your tricep. So you can fight with your chin, you know, post that hand. If they are squeezing, fight with your leg. Like I said earlier, your leg is stronger than their arm. So just push out, kick out, and it'll be hard for them. Now sometimes when they're pushing into you, they'll let their weight come off of your body. And so you can immediately get back while keeping your right leg straight out forward so that they can't make a hold. You'll just get back to your position, circling if you have to. And yeah. All right, so we're gonna do a half Nelson here. So Blake is gonna put his arm and wrap it around his neck, grabbing it tightly. So it'll be like that. Then he's gonna go shift his body this way, so that it's perpendicular, while continually driving in a circular motion until he swings into his back. Now he's a little bit too far here. You want to have chest on chest. Your head's gonna be up, and you're gonna be off your knees, on your toes. So he's gonna come back a little bit. Come back this way, so he's chest on chest. And so head up, look into the sky, on the toes, and then he's gonna bring Larson's head up so that he can't do anything. Now Larson, try to get out of it. And so he's gonna be bridging, coming off, he's gonna lock his hands and stuff, and he's not gonna be able to do too much if your chest is on his chest. Just remember to keep your position, head up as much as you can, and we got a pin. So the best defense to the half Nelson is to just always keep your head up, keep your elbows in, and as much as you can, keep trying to build back in your base. When you go back to your base, don't go like that, because then you're putting yourself in a cradle position, but just keep it tight, and going in like that, back to your base. But let's say that you get caught in the half Nelson, so they have your wrist, they're here. The best thing to do is drive down with your tricep as much as you can, putting your whole shoulder into it, and grabbing that, and just taking it off. What you also can do is, if you come over here, audience, you're gonna, with your right leg, just drive into them. just keep driving into them until you can get your base back. Keep your head up. If you ever let your head down, they're gonna roll you and things are gonna be bad. All right, so for a leg ride, you're gonna swoop your leg around. You're gonna sink it deep in there. I like to put both legs in, so I'm doing the same thing with my other leg. And you're gonna be in this position, which isn't the best. So what you need to do is you need to break them down. So you want to arc your back as much as you can, squeeze on your legs, and you're gonna pop like that. You're gonna pop it over. Now, if you keep both of your legs in, you're not gonna be able to do too much, just because you're kind of stuck and he's kind of stuck. It's great to wear them out a little bit. You know, you can put your elbow, turn their head, drive it onto their ear a little bit. And if you're close to winning a match or ending a period, as long as you're continually trying to do things, you can effectively stall them out. But to actually do something with it, you're going to have to take a leg out. What I usually do is I take my left leg out, just come back, make sure that you don't stand up like this because then the pressure's off. So you're just going to go right to the cross-face cradle. You're going to quickly swoop around, post, bring their head as much. And down you go. And you got your pin. Alright, so he's going to have legs on you now. What I try to do, and you got to get the muscle memory down for this because it's all kind of one fluid motion. But as you're sitting to your left hip, you're going to grab their ankle like this, right here. And you're going to toss it back while at the same time twisting your body like this. Now sometimes if you're fast enough, they'll still be on their hip and you can just drive forward and get the pin. Most of the time, however, they'll probably be up and they might get out, but now you're in a better position and he's a little bit surprised that you got out and you can jump right to a stand-up, reversal, whatever you want, because remember, we gotta keep going, we don't stop. Next is hip tilt. Hip tilts are great for getting back points, but not necessarily for getting pins. So what you do is with your right leg, you're gonna lace their left leg, and then your right arm is gonna hook on their right thigh. And blocking their shoulder with your hand, you're gonna come around and just pull using your knee. If you can come around here, using your knee to kind of stop them. Put them on their back, and you gotta squeeze and all that good stuff, and you're gonna get your back points. And then they're gonna be fighting, and they're gonna belly back down, and that's all right. Let them get some position. Let the ref count his threes, and he'll see that he got to a better position, which lets you come right back and get some more back points. And you wait for the ref, and you can repeat the process as many times as you want. It's a really great way to get some points. The best thing you can do to counter the tilt is just to keep good position. Don't spread your legs. Don't be open. You want your elbows in tight. And so what you're going to do is if you get into this position, you're just going to push into him and get back to your base. He's still going to stay on you. But you just get back to your base, and from here you can do a stand-up and all that good stuff. Awesome.